Narcissistic people are often very charming, they're personable, and it can make them difficult to spot. And unfortunately, these qualities can also make them extremely manipulative and abusive. I have dealt personally with a narcissist, and I will share some of my personal experience. But if you have been discarded by a narcissist, you may be feeling a mix of pain, anger, and confusion. It's important to understand that narcissistic discard, it is very real, and you are not alone. I had to find support groups and people to help me after my narcissistic discard. So in this video, I want to explain what narcissistic discard is and how to help with the aftermath. Because once it's done, we really have to focus on ourselves. So again, there's nothing like the pain and confusion of being discarded. It's very shocking. It can be very nasty. So one day you could be being worshiped and adored, and the next day you're being devalued, and then before you know it, you're being discarded like a piece of trash. So there are some things that you can do to ease the pain and the confusion after the discard. First, it's important to understand that you didn't do anything wrong, because they will try to blame you. They usually use projection. They switch their behavior and make it yours. So their decision to discard you has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. They will try to blame you, so don't take that blame on. They're just simply moving on to a new person who they think will give them better narcissistic supply. You know, they do this, it's cyclical, and this is just another cycle that they're enacting. Second, try to take comfort in the fact that the narcissist, they'll eventually tire of their new victim. They'll move on to someone else, just like they did with you. They always do. Finally, you want to focus on taking care of yourself and healing from this abuse, from this narcissistic partner. It is really important, and I want to focus on that in a bit. So if you have experiences, I want you to know you are not alone. There are many men and women who have gone through this, who can and will help provide you support. So after this discard, you may feel like, am I not good enough? You know, did I do something wrong? And we all ask ourselves that. So the truth is that narcissists, they discard people when they're no longer useful for them. If your money runs out, if your time runs out, if your energy, the housing runs out, whatever it may be, if you're no longer providing it to them, they will find someone new. So again, it's nothing at all to do with you, but everything to do with them. So when this happens, you want to allow yourself time to grieve. You know, go into your feelings. A lot of people try to avoid their feelings. Don't avoid them, because that's what's going to get you to bounce back. The more you allow yourself to feel the emotions, the quicker you will heal. So grieving is a process of expressing your emotional energy that's stored in your body. And it truly is grieving. It's almost like a death if you have been in a relationship for a long time. I was in a relationship for about 10 years. So you can do this, you can grieve by talking about the loss and the feelings and the emotions surrounding the discard. And you can remember the good times and also the bad times. You want to write your feelings out. I did in a letter. It was a goodbye letter, as if he died. So you want to challenge your negative beliefs, because you will have negative thoughts about yourself. So if your person discarded you and replaced you with someone else, that can cause further trauma, because it's implying that you were the problem. You were the person who was the issue, because obviously this other person that they've got is more acceptable and lovable than you are. Those are the thoughts that we begin to have. And in order to heal from the discard, it's really important for you to challenge these negative, very self-defeating beliefs and replacing them with the truth. Tell yourself statements like, I'm good enough. I will find love again. I'm lovable. I will be whole. I can heal, and I will heal. You put the responsibility back on that person. Just because the other person is willing to leave you or hurt you, maybe even blame you, it does not mean that they are correct. Most likely it is the opposite. Again, they are projecting their own thoughts and their behaviors onto you. That's called blame shifting. Don't blame yourself for these people's actions or choices. Put the responsibility back where it belongs, on your narcissistic partner. You can learn life lessons from this discard. I know I did. So even though it is a painful experience, you can gain something valuable from the experience. Um, it made me discover and heal old wounds. So ask yourself some questions. What did I learn from this relationship? And what can I take from what I learned into my next relationship? Ask yourself, what could I have done differently? Now, again, this is not about self-blaming. It's just self-evaluation, personal growth for what you can do different in the future and what's causing you to be in toxic relationships like this. I had to do the same. Perhaps the answer is you should have left this person a long time ago because you saw the red flags, but you, like me, chose to ignore them. So remember to use this time for your personal growth. Love yourself. Be there for yourself. And whatever you do, do not go back to the person who abandoned you to abandon yourself. Invest in yourself. Invest in other relationships. I know I did. I reached out to my family, spent time with them. You want to invest in your future. Make plans and goals. Create a vision board. Move on and give self-care. I know I went for massages, pedicures, all kinds of things to make myself feel better. So you want to move forward with your life. There are many support groups that are online where you can share your experiences with other people who have gone through the same thing. I did a few on Meetup, and they were extremely comforting, supportive, and helpful. So if you have experienced being discarded by a narcissist, please let me know in the comments below. And for more information on narcissistic personality disorder, please check out the next video in our series.